I'm Chief Superintendent Ian Drummond-Smith, and I've been with Devon and Cornwall Police for 23 years. I'm currently Head of Contact and Resolution, which includes the control rooms. Yeah, the great advantage of body-worn video for me is around officer safety and gathering evidence. Firstly, it allows us to understand the problems the officers are going through. It allows us to be able to witness exactly what those officers saw at the time, and then be able to put that in front of the magistrates or in front of a jury and show that evidence to the court. And you know, if a picture speaks 1,000 words, I guess a video speaks 1,000,000 words. It allows the court to actually see what happened at the time, and it's far more impactful than perhaps a statement from an officer. Yeah, I mean, the benefits, there are many benefits to having a body-worn video, and the first, as I say, is around the evidence. It's around the fact we're able to present to the court exactly what happened, what it felt like, what the sounds were, what the noises were on the scene, and be able to put that in front of a lawyer to make a decision around charging, then in front of the magistrates or the jury. From a training perspective, we can also use it to debrief incidents, particularly where officers may have been assaulted, where we can debrief and understand, you know, perhaps what techniques and equipment may have worked better. And as well as using it at live incidents, it also allows us to use it during training, where we can then debrief training scenarios. And then finally, in terms of complaints, of course, sometimes officers will be subject to complaints, members of the public. Sometimes the veracity of those complaints is in doubt, and we're able to go straight to the body-worn video, perhaps share it with the complainant, and then decide if there is cause to register a formal complaint or not. Yeah, obviously there has to be quite a lot of infrastructure to make this work. So we need a docking station in every police station to be able to drop these into. That needs to be on the network. And then we need to have a back office system where we hold all of that evidence. But we've got that in place. It's really easy to use. The officers can come back from an incident, just drop the camera into the docking station. It'll automatically download. They can go off, have a cup of tea, start some other bits of paperwork from an incident, and a short while later their evidence will appear on the computer. Then they can go into that back office system and prepare that evidence for court or prepare it for an overnight handover file. And it's really intuitive and it's really easy to use. So I'm a specialist firearms commander, and I'm also a public order, public safety silver commander. So having body-worn video in any of those scenarios is useful for me when I'm making command decisions, whether that I might be ground assigned at a firearms incident, making decisions about what's happening, and I can just have it on my uniform turned on, absorbing all that information that I'm absorbing, and I'm able just to talk to it to record my rationale. Or as a silver commander at, say, a football match or a big music festival. During the G7, particularly useful, so I was one of the silver commanders in the silver suite at the G7, so I was able to wear that, and then during the busy periods just leave it turned on. I was able to film our bigger briefings and our bigger meetings with it, just to make sure we've captured all of that evidence. And of course, during the G7 we also live streamed images from officers on the ground up to the silver room to make sure we had that situational awareness of what was happening on the ground. Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. When I first joined the police, you know, 23, 24 years ago, I was outside nightclubs, probably dressed like this with a wooden truncheon and chain link handcuffs, and who'd have thought now that, you know, we're carrying around video cameras that can capture a whole shift's worth of evidence, you know, and all the other kit that I carry. So it's amazing how far we've come. And of course, we're continually looking for new innovations. So at the moment, only a small number of officers have the ones which we can transmit back to the control room. We're looking at expanding that. We're looking at how many can we get out there? Can we get everyone with a body-worn video that they can transmit back up to the control room? So for example, if an officer calls for urgent assistance, then the control room can immediately open their camera and just see what's happening, understand if they're okay, and start getting that situational awareness on the ground. So the take-up's been really good. The significant majority of officers have embraced it. What I would say to police forces is you do have to look at your systems, you have to collect data about officers that aren't using it and perhaps just be a bit intrusive as to why, maybe provide a bit of coaching for those that perhaps aren't engaging with it as they should. We generally find there's some officers that aren't using it, and then we put some extra coaching and a few conversations with them to understand what it is they're reluctant about. The vast majority of officers are really good take-up and are making great use of the product. Yeah, I mean, I think the majority of the public are absolutely supportive of this. It allows us to capture the conduct of both the police and the public. So I think, you know, those public which might be suspicious of the police perhaps, I think it probably reassures them that they're being, that the whole encounter is being recorded from both sides. I think that's really reassuring. Of course, the other thing it allows us to do is also take some body-worn video of encounters the police have had and show the media what the police are coming up against. So at the moment we've got some footage where we've had to point taser at people with knives or hammers, and they've dropped those weapons immediately. It's all on video, so now they've gone through court. We're looking to share that out with the local media just to show the public this is what your officers on the streets of your town are facing on your behalf every day to keep the community safe. And here's a video of what it actually looks and feels like to be an officer.